What's up everyone, hope you're doing well today. In today's video we've got a very simple but important topic, batting clutch, especially with 2 outs. Runners in scoring position, trying to knock them in with base hits. Before we get into that, let's talk about hitting with 1 out and no outs with runners in scoring position. When there's less than 2 outs, pitchers have the pressure on them. Because of that, pitchers will start to pitch a little bit differently. Especially after a couple of hits, they're going to get tentative, they're going to have pressure, they'll be a little bit hesitant to throw what they were just throwing that got you in the position to be in striking distance. So because of that, a lot of pitchers will stop throwing strikes at that point. A lot of times they're just going to hand you an easy walk because they don't want to get burned with runners in scoring position. So that's the very first thing. When you get on top of that pitcher, make sure that you're patient, and a lot of times it's going to be the opposite of what you think, right? So you're trying to drive in those runs with less than 2 outs, but instead you end up being even more patient and getting more base runners rather than just slugging for home runs and doubles. So after that, let's say you weren't patient, you weren't able to get those runs in with less than 2 outs, and now you have 2 outs, but you still have runners in scoring position. Now this is what we're really talking about today. At that point, once that pitcher has gotten those 2 outs, now the confidence is in their hands, right? They got those 2 outs without letting those runs in, and all of a sudden their pressure has been reduced, and now they sometimes let their guard down when they get those 2 outs. So because of that, they might start going back to their old patterns, might start getting comfortable with throwing to contact once again. Basically, they start to go back to their previous patterns, which allowed you to get runners in scoring position in the first place. Now that's a big deal because you'll be able to make good contact on these pitches. The biggest issue is once you get to that point, a lot of hitters lose their momentum and they get frustrated and they basically give up on the inning. Then they have a bad at-bat and they just ground out, pop out, something like that. So the biggest thing is to keep your composure once you get those 2 outs, because you actually have a slight advantage at that point. Despite having maybe an emotional disadvantage, you could lose your composure, you could get frustrated, which happens. That's part of baseball. So if you don't overthink it and realize that the pitcher is going to be a little bit more aggressive in throwing in the zone at that point, you can actually have a slight advantage as long as you keep your composure. Personally, I have a lot of success with 2 outs going up the middle on the ground. Sometimes that's not really something you can control, but the difference is sometimes I'm not trying to go for that home run, just trying to get that base hit, solid smack up the middle, just a hard ground ball. So that's it for this video. Just make sure that when you do get runners on in a scoring position with less than 2 outs, that you be a little more extra patient because pitchers are going to be pressured. And then once you do have 2 outs, keep your composure. Pitchers will be a little bit more aggressive trying to hit that ground ball up the middle, and you will have the advantage on them. Now, if this video did help you out, make sure to leave a like and comment below. I wasn't able to do a video last week, so there will be another video coming out tomorrow as well, discussing how to beat cheese players and make them pay for their mistakes. I'm also working on a schedule to be doing some daily streaming soon, so look out for that. We'll be playing NBA 2K19 as well as MLB The Show. Some good content is going to be released over the next few months, so I'm excited about that. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.